Welcome to Hot Zone Updates. Subscribe and press the bell icon for more updates. The air inside Malacanang Palace was thick with anticipation, every corner buzzing with the quiet tension of history in the making. Officials paced the polished floors, their faces betraying a mix of anxiety and hope, as the nation's most powerful decision-makers prepared for a moment that would be remembered for generations. Across the archipelago, from Manila's busy streets to Palawan's quiet villages, the nation waited. In bustling city markets, people paused their daily routines, eyes glued to television screens and shop windows. In remote fishing communities, families huddled around radios, eager for any scrap of news. The anticipation was palpable, uniting millions in a shared moment of suspense. Journalists from around the world gathered, cameras and microphones ready. The press room was a hive of activity, with correspondents from every continent jostling for position, knowing that what was about to unfold would ripple far beyond the Philippines' shores. Today, August 1st, 2025, the whispers of change were about to become reality. As the clock struck the hour, a hush fell over the crowd, both inside the palace and across the nation. It was a day that had been anticipated for months, if not years, a day that promised to alter the course of the country's future. This was no ordinary press conference, it was a turning point for the Philippines. The air was charged with expectation, as if everyone present understood the gravity of what was about to be announced. In homes and offices, millions watched the live broadcast, hope almost tangible. Children sat beside their parents, teachers paused lessons, and workers gathered in break rooms, all united by a single question: what would this day bring? For generations, Filipinos had endured unreliable power and uncertainty. Blackouts were a part of life, shaping memories and limiting dreams. The promise of change was more than just political. It was deeply personal for every family who had ever waited in the dark. The leaders stepping onto the podium carried the dreams of over 100 million people. Suddenly, the doors opened, and a wave of expectation swept through the room. Every eye turned to the stage, searching for signs of hope. The president of the Philippines entered, flanked by top officials and a UAE delegation. Their presence signaled the magnitude of the announcement, hinting at a partnership that could reshape the nation's destiny. Silence fell, broken only by camera shutters. The world seemed to hold its breath, waiting for the words that would define a new era. The president stepped up to the microphone. "My fellow Filipinos, today we turn a new page in our nation's history." His voice was steady, but the emotion in the room was unmistakable. He announced a $15 billion energy deal with the UAE, the largest investment in the country's history. The room was electrified. Applause erupted and tears welled in the eyes of those who understood what this meant for their families and their future. This was a declaration of intent, to end energy poverty and usher in a new era. It was a promise that no child would have to study by candlelight, that businesses could thrive, and that the Philippines could finally harness its full potential. The world was witnessing a nation's bold step forward. News outlets flashed headlines, and social media buzzed with pride and excitement. The Philippines was no longer just waiting for change, it was leading it. A new era of energy independence was dawning. The first rays of hope stretched across the archipelago, promising a brighter, more sustainable future for all. The Philippines was ready to change its future. With determination and unity, the nation stood on the threshold of transformation, ready to light up not just its cities, but the dreams of its people. For decades, the word brownout has echoed through Filipino homes, becoming a painful and all too familiar part of daily life. It's a word that conjures memories of sudden darkness, interrupted routines, and the uncertainty of not knowing when the lights will return. But a brownout means more than just darkness. It's the sound of businesses grinding to a halt, the frustration of students struggling to study by flickering candlelight, and the disappointment of families forced to put their lives on hold. Every blackout is a lost opportunity, a moment of daily frustration that adds up over time. Students huddle over their books, squinting in the dim glow of candles. Shopkeepers count their losses as perishable goods spoil in powerless refrigerators. Families gather around flashlights, adapting to a reality where electricity is never guaranteed. The nation's energy infrastructure, built decades ago, now strains under the weight of a rapidly growing population and economy. Outdated power lines and overworked transmission towers struggle to deliver reliable electricity, leaving entire communities vulnerable to frequent outages. On top of this, electricity costs in the Philippines are among the highest in Southeast Asia. For many families, each bill is a source of anxiety, forcing tough choices between basic needs. Small businesses, the backbone of the economy, are stifled by high operating costs and unpredictable power. The country's heavy reliance on imported fossil fuels, oil, coal, and gas, has made it especially vulnerable to global price swings and supply disruptions. Every spike in world energy prices ripples through Filipino households and businesses, making energy security a constant concern. The dream of prosperity, of a thriving economy and better lives, is often short-circuited by unreliable and expensive power. Factories stand idle, entrepreneurs close their doors, and progress is put on pause every time the grid fails. The environmental cost has been severe. Coal and fossil fuel plants not only pollute the air but also contribute to the global crisis of climate change. Smog hangs over cities, rivers run dark near industrial zones, and the health of communities suffers. As the climate warms, typhoons grow stronger and more frequent. Sea levels rise, flooding coastal towns and eroding precious shorelines. Natural ecosystems like mangroves and coral reefs are threatened, putting livelihoods and food security at risk. Despite the urgent need for change, political and logistical hurdles have slowed progress. Outdated policies, bureaucratic delays, and unfinished projects have trapped the nation in a cycle of unreliable power and missed opportunities. Yet through it all, Filipinos have shown remarkable resilience. Families share meals by candlelight, children find ways to play in the dark, and communities come together in hope. The spirit of perseverance shines even when the lights do not. The energy crisis has been a heavy burden, shaping daily routines and testing the patience of millions. It's a challenge that touches every generation, from elders who remember the first blackouts to children growing up in a world of uncertainty. But hope for lasting change has never faded. With every sunrise, Filipinos dream of a future where the lights stay on, where opportunity is not lost to darkness, and where the nation's energy can finally power a brighter tomorrow. The $15 billion partnership with the UAE was a beacon, a guiding light in the long night of energy uncertainty that had gripped the Philippines for years. For too long, the country had struggled with unstable power supplies, frequent outages, and a reliance on imported fossil fuels. This deal marked a turning point, a moment when hope began to outshine doubt. In the darkness, this partnership brought the promise of reliable, sustainable energy to millions of Filipino homes and businesses, illuminating not just cities, but futures. This was not just another loan or a fleeting investment, it was a historic commitment to a new future, one built on trust, innovation, and shared vision between two nations. The deal signaled global confidence in the Philippines' potential, sending a message to investors and partners worldwide that the country was ready to rise as a leader in clean energy. At its core, this partnership is a massive investment in clean, renewable energy, solar, wind, and geothermal power that will transform the nation's energy landscape for generations. The Philippines, rich in sunlight, wind, and geothermal resources, was finally ready to harness its natural gifts, turning what was once untapped potential into real, sustainable progress. This partnership is about more than money. It's a new philosophy, a shared commitment to building a future where economic growth and environmental responsibility go hand in hand. Economic growth and environmental responsibility are now united, creating jobs, improving air quality, and inspiring a new generation to dream bigger and greener. The UAE, once an oil giant, is now a leader in clean energy innovation, sharing its expertise and technology to help the Philippines leap forward into a sustainable era. Together, the two nations are forging a powerful alliance for sustainability, setting an example for the world of what true partnership can achieve. For business owners, parents, and young people, this deal is a concrete promise of a better life, more opportunities, greater stability, and a cleaner environment for all. It's the start of a new chapter, one of energy security, economic vitality, and renewed optimism, where every sunrise brings new possibilities. The future is green, and the Philippines is leading the way, showing the world how vision, partnership, and determination can create a brighter tomorrow for everyone. The $15 billion deal is a blueprint for a total energy overhaul. Massive solar farms will rise in Luzon and Mindanao, turning sunlight into clean power. Wind farms in Ilocos Norte and the Visayas will capture energy day and night. Cutting-edge battery storage will stabilize the grid, storing excess energy for when it's needed most. The national power grid will be upgraded to a smart digital system, efficient, reliable, and resilient. This is more than building power plants, it's creating a future-proof energy ecosystem. Every part of the chain, from generation to distribution, will be modernized. The Philippines is set to become a model of 21st century clean energy. This energy deal will transform daily life for millions. Electricity bills will drop as the country shifts to cheaper, renewable sources. Brownouts will become a thing of the past. Students can study, hospitals can operate, and businesses can thrive. Thousands of new jobs will be created building and maintaining the new infrastructure. A skilled workforce in green technology will emerge, boosting local economies. Cleaner air will mean healthier lives, especially in cities. The nation's natural beauty will be better protected for future generations. For the first time, economic progress and environmental preservation will go hand in hand. The Philippines is among the world's most climate-vulnerable nations. This energy shift is an act of self-preservation, cutting emissions and building resilience. Decentralized, renewable power means the grid can withstand typhoons and disasters. A modern smart grid ensures essential services stay online when they're needed most. The deal inspires broader environmental stewardship, reforestation, marine conservation, and sustainable agriculture. Protecting biodiversity becomes part of national development. The transformation is an investment in a safer, more secure future for the next generation. The Philippines is turning vulnerability into strength. This partnership is reigniting national pride. The Philippines is no longer defined by struggle but by innovation and leadership. Energy self-reliance taps into the Filipino spirit of bayanihan, unity and cooperation. Engineers, workers, and communities all play a role in this national project. The country is emerging as a regional leader in sustainability, inspiring others. A green economy is now an achievable reality. The youth will grow up in a nation tackling its biggest challenges head-on. The story is being rewritten, from dependence to proud self-reliance. This is the dawn of a new Filipino identity, powered by clean energy. This agreement is a true partnership, not just a transaction. The UAE brings world-class expertise in clean energy, sharing it with Filipino engineers and scientists. Joint projects and scholarships will build a new generation of local experts. Policy and regulatory insights from the UAE will help the Philippines create a thriving energy market. The collaboration builds lasting professional and personal ties between the two nations. Skills and knowledge will remain in the Philippines, fueling ongoing innovation. The country will become not just a consumer, but a contributor to global green technology. This partnership lays the foundation for a self-sustaining green revolution. The $15 billion partnership is more than a solution, it's a beacon for Southeast Asia. The Philippines is building a brighter, greener, and more equitable future for all. This initiative proves that economic growth and environmental responsibility can go hand in hand. The nation is lighting the way for others to follow. At its heart, this is a story of unity and bold vision. The promise of stable power, new jobs, and a healthier planet is a powerful unifying force. The lights that soon burn in every Filipino home will be beacons of hope and pride. This is the power shift that changes everything, illuminating a path to a sustainable, independent future.